Tang Bun Hong. Tang is my family name. My name is Bun Hong. I'm from Phnom Penh. I study at the American University of Phnom Penh, majoring in economics.
Why are you at the Translate-a-Thon today for the Open Data Handbook?
There are two things. One, I want to learn more about open data and open data movement in Cambodia because I don't know much about that. So I wish by joining the Translate-a-Thon I can learn more about open data movement. And the second thing, I want to see how language can be translated. I'm interested in linguistics, so I want to learn more about the differences between English and Khmer through this translation.
How do you see this project today, this event, and future events like this, and the open movement in general? How do you see all of this affecting Cambodia and helping Cambodia?
I'm excited to see open movement in Cambodia, and I think open data movement, and including this event and other event, and also Wikipedia, they are all very great source of knowledge for Cambodian society currently, because we don't have much. We've lost a lot of data in the past decades. So this movement will increase a lot more accessibility for Cambodian scholars and research and students, so that they can build their research more strong.
My name is Eric, and I am here as a representative from ODC, Open Development Cambodia. And yes, we are just here for support, really, to get the Open Data Handbook translated into Khmer. And my background is that most immediately I was in a library science program, and before that some linguistics and digital media. So I'm very interested in technology and in kind of making computers and databases more user-friendly, and I think that's what librarians do especially, but also I think information scientists and hardcore IT people should be more aware of user needs, and yeah, what else can I say?
What have you seen happen here at the Translate-a-Thon so far?
I've seen some good collaboration. I think people with no background, for example, in these sort of technical things in open data have been able to come in and use the platform, TransFX, to good effect to get started and to collaborate on this project, break it up into manageable pieces, and help each other to get this to be a resource that Cambodian people can use.
And where do you see this going? How do you see this affecting Cambodia in the near future?
Yeah, I think that hopefully once this is done and sort of proofread, checked, people will be able to refer to it, of course, as material that they can use to learn more about open data, and we can, not just through ODC, but just the general public, can satisfy their curiosity about what kind of information is out there, and they can see that it's not just about this particular document that that we're translating. It's just the overall idea of making information available in different languages and as open as possible, so that people can be informed.
Hello, I'm Vantret. Currently, I'm the local ambassador for the Open Knowledge Foundation in Cambodia. And beside this project, I'm also getting involved with Wikipedia in Cambodian language and some other open movement in Cambodia.
How did you help start today's Translate-a-Thon, and how did you find people that could do translation?
Actually, I'm trying to connecting the dot with other like-minded people, especially those in open movement. For example, those friends in ODC, Cambodia, and other relevant NGO. And we briefly discussed like how should we bring this concept of open data in the local community. So after a few meetup, we decided we should do something like this, translating this handbook into Cambodian language. And we make use of the social media to publicize our event, and we managed to get roughly 10 or 15 people coming in today.
What are some of the future projects that you have going on in your mind that you're brainstorming, and how do you see this event and any other translation events in the future helping Cambodia?
So this event is like our first step, trying to introduce this concept to the local community. So, and today we will not be able to finish the whole translation. So there will be a follow-up event, like to make sure we can finalize this project, and then there will be a follow-up workshop just to get engaged with other relevant NGO, like to introduce them this open data initiative, and to let them know like how should they embrace this concept and publicize their like research or data to the public.
Great.
And we also thinking of working on the open data-driven journalism handbook. So I'm thinking of talking to local journalism school to see if they are also interested in this one, because we also need the media to do some graphic or infographic journalism, so that it make the news more attractive and also easy to understand.
How did you come to start this Translate-a-Thon?
Well, I guess I'd known about Open Knowledge Foundation since this last summer, when I first sort of was introduced to the whole concept of open data, open knowledge, and while getting involved in some of the sort of DC open data scene, I met someone sort of like a community builder at Open Knowledge Foundation. So I started looking more into their documentation, and I knew they had a lot of good resources. And when I came here, I went to a number of sort of tech for good events, and so it just occurred to me that a lot of good could come from sort of adapting what had already been done in other countries, that there wasn't a need to totally reinvent everything from scratch, and a lot of that could be done through the process of localization.
How long do you think it will take to translate the entire Open Data Handbook?
All out? I don't know. Probably it'll take at least a couple more weeks to have a full draft, just because everyone's sort of busy, and then you have to do a process of review, which unfortunately I'm not qualified to do due to my limited Khmer abilities. But yeah, I don't know, it's interesting how people are sort of using Google Translate to get things started. I think it shows that even if you just have sort of a rough start on things, it really helps things get moving. Mm-hmm. So even if we have a draft, I think that'll help, and other people will be more willing to step in and review. The initial work is the hardest.
And after this is translated and other translation projects come about, how do you think this will affect open data and the open knowledge movement in Cambodia?
I don't know, I guess we can only see, but I think a lot of people, even in the open knowledge movement, I mean, it's such a young thing that no one can really know everything. I mean, I'm new to it, I'm still learning, and I think there's sort of a lot of inspiration that can be sort of gathered from these resources in terms of thinking about what's possible, and hopefully translating it. I mean, there's a number of people in this country who already speak English at quite a good level, but I think translating it into the local language will sort of promote a sense of ownership, and hopefully people just run with it.